Hi. Welcome once again. It is time for some About Beverages fun. Is it Thursday?
It is Thursday, August 29th, I believe.
God, is it almost September?
It is. Do you remember? Oh, wait. Okay.
Should we start singing already? Probably no. Probably not a good idea. Yeah, it is Thursday evening. It is 6:30 Eastern in some places around the world. Or wait, I guess it'd be Eastern all the time at 6:30?
Yeah, if it's 6:30 there.
Then it's 3:30 here.
Yeah, it's true.
That's right.
Nobody can see it, but I like the red goalpost you have.
Oh, that's true. I can take that away. There we go.
Dang it. Okay.
Can't start kicking yet. Although there is college football tonight. The pros don't start till next week. So
a week from tonight.
That's why we have to take the night off.
That's right.
That'll work out perfectly. It is Thursday. It is time for some About Beverages podcasting. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith.
And we're going to talk about some beverages. Yeah, this is us right here. This is that whole thing.
Talk about beverages. We'll talk about some sports. We'll probably talk about internet connections, maybe house paintings, maybe who knows what television shows, movies, whatever comes up.
So you had to get your house painted?
Well, we didn't have to.
Was it just that time? Was it starting to get faded? Or?
Well, yes, but the main thing was
cracks?
that along the our house has a pitch to it, and there's like some wood fascia.
Oh,
and that paint was just falling off. And
literally?
So, literally falling off. Yes.
Literally?
Literally. I guess Rob Lowe has a podcast too. It's called Literally.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We've been watching through Parks and Rec again. I don't know if we talked about that last week.
Oh, no. That's good though.
Yeah, that's good times.
Yeah.
I think I've told about it. I saw the clip recently where we're actually also talking about wills earlier, funny enough, where the one where he shows him his will. He's like, I don't need some lawyer to write up a will for me. I've had everything since I was 8. He hands it over and he's like, I give everyone to the man who killed me or whatever, something like that. And he's like, what are these symbols? The man who kills me will know.
Hello.
And then the lawyer later on asks him what the symbols are. He's like, I knew it wasn't you. He just walks away. It's so good.
Yeah, so that's has for probably a year or so now literally been peeling and falling off. And so a guy that I work with had his house painted recently and had been very happy with them. And I guess he had done another person that Chad, the guy who you talked to when you bought the barrel proof bourbon a couple of years ago when you went down to the Campbell store. And you said, I talked to Chad. When I had the 2 bottles put aside for you.
Yeah.
So him.
Sorry, that took me a second.
That's okay. So we had him come out to give us a quote just for that, and then we'd said, well, while we're out, just if you want to give us a quote for painting the house, he's like, oh yeah, I've already got that ready. He's like, I'll give you that. So
I'm good to go.
And we both had numbers in our heads, and this number was significantly lower considering, and so we just decided to go ahead and because our paint really had faded, and
really
we were even gonna. At one point, Paca was saying she wanted to change the color. She's like, "This is so pink." Well, it was just looking so pink because it had faded so much. Oh. It's actually a lot browner. So
it's actually purple.
Yeah,
no.
We just went with the regular colors or the original colors, just because all of a sudden, actually, it was Paca who realized. She's like, "Well, we have the pavers a certain color, we have the stones a certain color." She's like, "If we change the house color, it could." So we just make this easy. It looks really good. Now we just gotta put the yard back together because you have to move everything away from the house. I had to take lights down. Yeah, so and there's cleaning because there's paint scraps all over the place. That's not included, I guess, in the
cleaning up
in the paint price. In the price,
there's no cleaning.
There's no cleanup really included in that.
I get them not putting back the stuff you had to move, but
no, they shouldn't.
They left it mildly clean, right? Or no?
Well, it wasn't. No, anything pretty much they scraped is still done on the ground. So.
They didn't put tarps down first before they did that?
Not for that, no.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's where your price went.
That could be. That could be the value.
They're
That's
like,
okay.
For an extra $50, we could have cleaned all this for you.
We would have paid that.
Damn it, why didn't you tell me? They're like, well, we kind of sized you up. We thought you wanted lowest price.
Well, and we did.
Let me know add-ons, though, too.
But, yeah,
also.
Here's our extras package.
Yeah.
A la carte.
Give me those things, too.
This was going to be on the show last week.
It was like I said, I had this when we had the get together a few weeks ago. I saw this one at the store and grabbed this one, the Waterloo tropical fruit. Need to move that over just a touch. It is unfortunately not in one of their variety packs. Although the variety pack, if you like Waterloo stuff, is on sale at Costco right now.
Oh yeah,
$6.50 for the 24 pack.
Okay,
which is really good deal. It's still the blackberry lemonade
and the
cranberry
peach.
limeade. And the peach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good selection.
It's a good mix.
It's different. Like I don't mind. Like usually we also sometimes buy the Kirkland brand sparkling water ones, and those are pretty good. But that's just the standard lime and lemon and I don't know what the grapefruit. I think something like that. I think is the other one. Like before. Nothing like too exciting. Yeah. Like, and I don't know. Like I've had a few of the other like sparkling water ones. Like I've had the Pellegrino flavor. I don't like those at all.
I know I don't like those.
I think they're gross.
We bought those a couple times, and I don't.
We bought them once. I was like, oh, this is the fancy. I think maybe they were a little on sale. It's like, let's do something a little fancy or whatever. And we bought it, and it like had a weird. So I don't know if there was extra minerals in there that I wasn't ready for. Or something. It just was not. I don't know. The Waterloo, the Spindrift, those are still my two favorites. Although the Spindrift, I think I actually have to show them a bank application when I go buy a Spindrift, like 8-pack at this point. It's like $6.50 or $7.50 at the store.
It's definitely gone up.
Yeah, it's kind of. It's like what is in here? Is there gold in here? Is there a Willy Wonka golden ticket that I've missed out on?
Just 2 nuggets of gold and in each thing. This smells good. Ooh, there's a little coconut in there too.
I feel that way too. Like it is pineapple. I don't know if they specifically said there's something. Maybe it's just I don't know. Anytime I get pineapple, my brain just thinks coconut because it thinks tropical drink. It thinks
maybe all that kind of stuff. I didn't smell that. I smelled just pineapple and some other fruit. But then definitely at the end, I got a little coconutty.
Baker, good afternoon. Cheers to you. Good to see you as always. Frosty. Oh, have you tried it yet? We just had a sip. Thank goodness my right color is back. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what that was yesterday. I see you have. It's good. I like this one.
The right color.
You thought they were almost getting a little coconut in there with the pineapple.
I think there's a little coconut in there, but
let's see.
That would enhance the whole tropical.
Blood orange, juicy mango, pineapple, nuanced tropical taste. Riper, nuanced tropical taste.
I think it's good. Like I said,
it's nice when you can find these more random ones. Like I got some of the grape because that was my favorite. So I had some because I was actually at a grocery store. So then it's like, then you get to see all the other varieties of things. And then I had some of the other ones. We were just talking about, I also got the case out of Costco after you talked about that it was on sale the other week, Frosty. It's just, those are just solid.
It's good to have, especially when you want something with some fun and flavor.
Ginger citrus twist is good. Ooh, that does sound good. Debbie Checker over here. Yeah, it's on sale to the first. I almost should get like another one before that's over. Were there 31 days in August or only 30?
31.
Are there? Okay, so I have
July and August are the two that are consecutive.
What is it? April, 31. May, and September. August is like November. No, what is it?
What's September?
Yeah, I don't know. What was that old saying? I don't remember.
30 days, half. Yeah. February. No, wait, not February.
I shall neither confirm nor deny that I'm getting some tomorrow, maybe 3 or 4 of them. I mean, it's the time to stock up. Like it's a good deal there usually anyway. It's like $8.99 or whatever, but for another, $2.50 off or whatever, why not? You're going to drink it. You're going to go through it. They don't go bad. Exactly. Yeah. There's no reason.
Did they let you just go in and pick out the ones you want? That'd be fun.
You just make a whole.
Sir, what do you think you are? Do you think you're a Trader Joe's?
Yeah. No. Just make a whole case of blackberry lemonade.
Yeah. Where do you think
I like the peach though. I like probably the cranberry or what? No, is it cranberry limeade? I think that's what it is. Something like that.
Or cherry limeade?
Is it cherry? Maybe it's cherry limeade. What is the other one, Frosty?
Cherry. Okay.
Cherry limeade. Okay. I like that one too. That's probably that seems to be the one when you can always tell like how I stock the fridge, like the one that is the least grabbed.
Oh. Because you dig back for the others that,
yeah, people are like looking for the other ones. I think that's the one that peach usually goes pretty quick, which I like that one.
With the Spindrifts, I always have to make sure that I have a pocket. Will primarily drink the lemon.
Oh, that's
she'll go for a lime every once in a while, but she doesn't drink the grapefruit. So I always have to. We go through lemon a lot faster than any of the other flavors. So
at some point, you just have a whole case of grapefruit. This is like slowly been building,
pretty
building
much.
And building.
Yeah, that's why I have to drink.
I don't mind the grapefruit. Grapefruit, I kind of have to be in the mood for, but like I kind of like that one. It almost feels like it's like a workout because the grapefruit's got a little something extra at the end. Like you're like,
could add a little tequila or a little gin to it. Probably.
Maybe you can make like a very weak Paloma.
That's what there was. I think I've mentioned
weak ass Paloma
on the show before. A guy that I worked with several years ago. That was what he said he and his wife did for like a quick, easy sort of drink. Was they just put some gin in with their grapefruit Spindrift.
Okay. Yeah. I have a case of Waterloo, LaCroix, and Kirkland Waters. Oh my gosh, you were ready.
Sounds like a podcast.
It sounds like you're ready for the apocalypse, right? Try them all at once.
Try them together. Compare.
So here's the weird thing I do. If you want to know something weird about your brother, are you ready? It's not super weird.
Okay.
It's not against terms of service. I'll say that.
So go there.
So my wife she'll usually have like a water before she goes, oh, I just want a little carbonation or whatever. So like she doesn't have a soda, so she'll grab one of the waters. Well, in the morning when I get up, like, and I'm, making the bed, just doing other stuff, all of a sudden I'd be like, this thing's like 2/3 full, this water. I put it back in the fridge. I save it, drink it later.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll forget and I'll save a bunch of them, and all of a sudden I just make this giant like cocktail of things. Seriously, like I'll pour, it'd be like a peach and the chocolate limeade, the cherry lime,
Okay.
all that kind of. I'll pour all those together, and be like, all right, and I just drink it like it's flat, but
as long as you know it's flat.
There. The
if you're
flavor's still
expecting
there.
it to be fizzy, then that could be a shock.
Yeah.
But since you already know you're the person pouring it in, then you're like, okay, this is gonna be a flat. At least it's cold.
Mix together, put some vodka in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that would actually be what I should do while I stream, for serious. Have lunch, exactly. But yeah,
punch.
have a punch. Yeah, have a punch. Well, you could have it for lunch too.
Have lunch punch.
Yeah, it would be. But yeah, so I wind up just like one time, all of a sudden there'd be like 3 or 4 of them in there, and Rachel would be like, "Are you keeping?" I'm like, "Yep," and I'll just like pour them all together immediately.
You're opening these?
Yeah, I know. You're not finishing them, and it's like, I'm like, I don't want to waste these.
Or at least go out and water the plants or something.
I know. Yeah, I don't think it would be that bad.
No.
The only one that was a little frightening one time was, for a while she was doing the like water, and then she was putting what is it, like apple cider vinegar,
Oh yeah.
and she was doing that, and she was putting it in the glass like this, but then she'd have the water. And one time I thought it was water that had poured in there, and I took a swig of that in the morning, and so it was warm, like room temperature, and then that, not expecting those flavors.
Yeah, that'd be a surprise.
I was like, oh, and like text her, I was like, was that your apple cider vinegar? And she's like, yes. She's like, oh God, did you try and drink that? I'm like, maybe.
She's like, no, that was my sample.
Oh God,
no.
Well, you're very healthy.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't as bad as it could have been. Remember that time you were really dehydrated?
Do I have to drink my own urine? No, but I do because it's sterile. I like the taste.
I like the taste. Dodgeball there.
Oh, yes.
God. There was some clip the other day I saw. It was from Always Sunny. I think it's from one of their last seasons. Did you see the one where they go to Ireland? Did you watch any Always Sunny at all? Not really too much.
No, just I started based on...
Just got the notification. Damn it, Sushi. Well, let's back up 15 minutes and we'll get you caught up. This water is good.
Based on what you had said once, I think you had said to start at season 2.
Yeah, that's when Danny DeVito starts.
And you said, so I tried that. This was even pre-Breaking Bad. They were probably in the middle of me trying to get through the first season of Breaking Bad.
Oh, man, it was too much for you then.
And I think I got one of the last episodes I remember watching was where they are like, they either get themselves addicted to
crack,
heroin or crack.
We need some more crack, please.
Yeah,
and then they roll over like, we need to buy. How much should we be buying for this crack?
Yeah, and I was like, yeah. So about that time, I was like, these are just more bad people.
They're horrible people.
Yeah, so I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah, it's when I saw a clip from the other day. It was one of the last, like I said, episodes where they're like in Ireland or something, and all of a sudden they like up there, and Frank, who's Dan DeVito's character, is like, Charlie, you want some Gatorade? You all right? You tired? He's like, yeah. And he's got like this backpack thing. He hands it to him. He's like, oh God, Frank. He's like, take it. So he's like, that was piss. He's like, oh God, that was my piss container. Sorry. Here's the Gatorade. Oh God, that's piss too. And he's like, why do you have 2 canisters of piss? It's like, God. Yeah.
That was when we had the couple days ago when they were prepping for the painting of the house, they put plastic over the windows.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of a weird feeling because at least for a long time the front half had the plastic and the back didn't. So at least you could see and you didn't feel like trapped. But then all of a sudden when it
feel like your house is getting fumigated.
And so that's what. Then Ben came over that one night and he's like, I kind of feel like I'm in Breaking Bad. He's like when they were and they were doing the cooking at while they were fumigating the houses and so that was kind of funny. But then also too, it's like you feel you have really good vision until about 20 feet away and then it gets really blurry. Or a cocoon. I also felt very like I was in a cocoon there for a while, but
oh God,
but at least that part's done. So
now it's just kind of putting everything back the way it was, like when you paint a room or get all that kind of stuff.
I'll do that tomorrow after I get home from work, and I'll do my hip exercises, and then I will begin to reassemble.
Your hip feeling pretty good, a little better.
It has been, yeah. I've been feeling, especially with doing the exercises 3 times a week. It's been very good.
Don't push it.
Very pleased.
Where you're always like, you start to feel better, and then you do a little more than you should. No. You're like, no. Don't regress.
Don't want to do that.
Progress, no regress.
No, I did that. I was doing one of my exercises a month or so ago, and they're called oil drillers, or also it's kind of like if you pick up if you're a golfer and you like lean on your club to pick up a ball. And you kind of have just one foot on the ground.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing is you lean forward on one foot
so
while your
you're
other leg
like an oil.
while your leg kicks out. So
you kick out the other leg?
Your other leg goes out, yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
You lean over, pick up the weight, one leg stands straight and the other one goes out behind you.
Resemble that whole statement.
But I was doing one of those and you hold a kettlebell and then I was doing one and I was coming back up and all of a sudden I felt something just like grab in the back of my hamstring. Fortunately, it was just sore the next day. It didn't stop me from walking because I was like, oh God. I was like, oh no.
You just like immediately drop the bell, just like tuck and roll like you're on fire. Something like that. Like, no, please.
But it was still because you're like, God, I'm just feeling better, and then you heard something else. So, but fortunately, it was just one day. And one day it was
I'm glad.
sore. Yeah. So.
You keep seeing more and more previews. I know Only Murders in the Building is starting soon.
Oh,
or at least hopefully coming soon. Skylab 4469. Nice. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I heard that song at work last week.
Did you? Did you think someone had followed?
Well, it was funny because all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, I know this song," and then I was like, "Oh yeah, this is our song from the show."
That's what you're like. I do like Iron Maiden. Seems like a nice show. Pretzels are good. Pretzels are good. That is always a good snack when you're, like I said, when you're enjoying a beverage, whether it's water or whatever else we have going on.
This is a nice show.
It's true.
It's a good way to say it. Sometimes it's a funny show. Sometimes it's an informative show.
Sometimes it's about almost being injured.
Sometimes it's about that. We share the wonders of getting older.
The wonders of getting older.
And enjoying beverages as you do it.
And internet being frustrating that you're just slowly battling back and like.
God, that just took up so much time. But yeah, finally. Yes, today was the first so far uninterrupted day.
You haven't got any messages? You okay?
No, and that's the thing that they sent me. You get this alert. Oh, service is back on in your neighborhood. This was last week. Type yes if if this is true. Type no. And so I typed yes, and then like later that day or the next day it was out again. So I was like, no. Oh, follow this link for help, and so.
Oh, jeez.
But then it's the communication is just not very good. And yesterday they'd sent that same thing. Service has been restored. Type yes. I just didn't type anything. And today it was, we'd like to know if you were affected by the recent outage. And I was like, yes, or whatever. And then, how do you feel about how we handled it? I was like, was it just the right amount? Could have been. And anyways, I was like, no, it wasn't.
You're all
very
bad.
Good. Yeah, I need more info. Just share more. A little more transparency, please. Don't make it like I'm looking through the plastic of the painted the window while my house is being painted.
It all comes back around.
Come on.
Sometimes a steak or pasta or fish go with it. That's true. Sometimes we do talk about those things, or eat them with the beverage too. That actually does sound. Actually,
not online.
Speaking of it,
not live.
I don't think have we ever actually eaten on a live?
Well,
show?
we've had snacks. We have had snacks. And we were told that wasn't very good.
Well, chips are loud.
It was a little too much crunching.
Chips are loud.
I remember one time bringing over the porkless pork rinds that were so good that we don't carry anymore. But
of course,
yeah,
that's in the same place with the chocolate
eggnog. Yeah,
you ask Trader Joe's about it. It turns into like an Indiana Jones Raiders Lost Ark situation. Like it's being searched out by top men. Who top men? There's just a warehouse. Some guy pushing a whole flat like worth of that stuff back into the corner. No.
Some Trader Joe's products do go to heaven.
We should figure out how could we create that again? Like, will we use like
chocolate eggnog?
Yeah, I mean, like buy like a good eggnog and then just literally, I mean, not just add chocolate to it, but like
chocolate in it.
Just add like some chocolate oat milk to it or something. Like try and go with some sort of balancing act. Some charcuterie. Charcuterie would be good. Like if we actually had a little something like if we ever, I think maybe that would be something that might be interesting. Next time if we do like 3 wines like on a show because of either a theme or something like that, like then to have like meats and cheeses like we always talk about that would go with it. Bean, thank you for the 14 months. Holy business.
Thirsty guy walks into a bar. You finish it.
Bean, thank you for the 14 months. Cheers to you. What are you doing this Thursday? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The Brandon Ayuk drama is finally done.
He was traded to the Bears.
What? No, God, I hope not. We've got enough. We don't need to waste any more money that way. Where did he go? Did he stay with the Niners? I didn't see the Niners. I'm assuming if it went that quick.
I would think so.
Frosty, don't keep us in suspense. I do
Maybe
actually
the
want
Packers.
to know.
Isn't Frosty
Frosty is a Packers fan. That's true.
Oh, no.
Chillin',
okay.
Nice. Are you enjoying a beverage yet? We started off with some water, but we got some wine we're going to open, and then we're going to finish off with a cocktail. I really have been enjoying the cocktails. Did I hit the beverage command? I feel I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. Making sure. Was it updated? Also perfect. 4-year, 120 million extension with San Fran. No beverage tonight. Okay. He's like, no
Not
water,
even water.
no water, no juice,
I'm fasting.
nothing.
Got fasting
I'm
blood work tomorrow.
I'm cleansing with air.
That's right. Cleansing with
4
air.
years, 120 million. That seems like not too bad a deal. 30 million a year for what maybe, I guess that's probably what he was going for though, I guess. I mean, what did CD Lambdas get? CD Lambdas got some absurd amount from Dallas, and then they still got to pay Micah Parsons and find a quarterback. I can eat cereal without milk? That sounds disgusting. I think that's just called granola or trail mix at some point.
I can eat some cereals right out of the box. Just eat them right out of the box. Yeah, granola, I could eat do that, or we've got some peanut butter puffins at the house. I can just snack on those.
It sounds like some maid that you had at some point.
The PB
look, it's peanut butter puffins.
It's peanut butter puffins flying in with the umbrella. The PB puffins.
Well, hello, it's peanut butter puffins. He was offered more by multiple teams that he told no. I would hope so after he realized what his options were. Did buy some apple yogurt granola from Target. Very good. Ooh, that does sound good. I like yogurt with like the crunchy. Like I always talk about like how sometimes I don't like the carrot cakes I like are usually ones that don't have like the nuts and things. Oh, yeah. I don't like the surprise.
Right.
I have had
nut surprise.
Beyond yeah, yeah. I don't need a nut surprise. Unless my doctor's talking to me. The Beyond Bread used to make a carrot cake that did, but they were like candied, so then they were softer. It was kind of in between. Oh, okay. Like it was a lighter. I was like, okay, this is acceptable. But I usually don't like that. But for some reason with yogurt, like I don't mind like the yogurt and then getting that like crunch. Because again, it's not like a peanut or something. In
actually,
there. Like, if you got some granola there, I think it's pretty good.
Before I came over, I took a little strawberry yogurt and I put some granola in it. Put some peanut butter granola in there.
Oh my God. Ooh, peanut butter granola. That sounds even better.
Yeah, we have a peanut butter granola with pea protein. So it's got like 11 grams of protein per serving.
That's a lot.
It's very
How much is a serving though? Like it's like this much.
Yeah, it's one bag.
It's a lot. It's
one
the entire bag.
Yeah. A lot of times though with that granola and we have an almond butter one too, the pieces are so big they're almost like eating little cookies.
Oh geez.
Yeah, it can go down kind of fast.
Also carrot cake granola. Ooh, that sounds good. Chocolate chip cookie granola? Okay, now we're talking.
Just chocolate chip cookies.
That is just chocolate chip cookies at that point. You just literally bake some cookies and you crumble them.
Crumble it up.
Granola.
I call this granola.
That would be a very funny TikTok video. Literally go, I'm going to make the best chocolate chip cookie granola you've ever had first. And like you show them and you show them bake. You've got to have cookies for this. So if you're going to so you show them bake and then take it out. And they're like, once these have cooled down, and they just show them crumble it up. And everyone's like, granola. And the video just ends.
Out. Drop your spoon.
Yeah, drop the spoon.
Spoon drop.
We should do more videos like that. That would be kind of funny. I'll put 3 or 4 chunks per bowl of yogurt. Okay. Oh, but seriously though, how much was it for 11 grams? Is it like?
Oh, I'm not sure what the serving is. Probably a cup or half cup. Probably not. Oh, whatever your basic cereal. I think that's what it is. I don't know.
Oh, okay. You should do that. But that would be funny. Like something like that. We're like, I'm going to show, because there's so many videos like, here's how you make. Like I remember the trend for a while, and I actually saved some of the videos. I know it probably sounds gross, but have you seen the videos where it's like, what is it? The making cookie dough. Like it's like, you can eat cookie dough, but it's made with cottage cheese and other and almond flour and other so it's kind of like, it's not actually, but it gets the consistency of cookie, and then you put in chocolate chips. It's supposed to be like a high protein. It's one of those protein things.
Okay.
But yeah, that was like the big thing for a while. Is everyone had a recipe for that, and they were like, oh, it's a cup of cottage cheese, and then it's a cup of this, and you put in the almond flour and all these kinds of things. And you look at it in the end, the consistency was like that looks like what you would scoop into cookie batter. So as long as you like the taste, it's like it's kind of that.
And as long as it got the right color, I guess. Or did it not have the right color?
No, it was kind of that, maybe not quite as dark as cookie, but pretty close. It wasn't like it was still like white, which would be bad if it still looked like the cottage cheese.
White and clumpy.
I like cottage cheese though, so I know a lot of people that initially turns them off. But it's
sell a lot of cottage cheese.
It might be for that recipe.
Yeah, could be.
The next time someone's reaching for me, you're like, hey, ma'am, I have a question.
Are you making cookies?
Sir, I have a question. What are you doing with that?
What do you do with your cottage cheese? Do you really want to know? I shove it right down my pants.
You're all, now that you've asked me, do I want to know? I don't want to know.
Yeah.
You have turned that back on me, sir. You've turned that right back on.
I will own this question and I will retract it.
Pretend that this conversation never occurred.
Never happened.
Never occurred. Let's have some wine. I really want to.
Yeah, let's go to the the Spanish counterpart of the Pic Pool.
So this is similar to the one from last week, at least.
According to the one,
or?
different grape varietal. This is actually Albarino.
Okay, that is
we had the
okay.
Pic Pool.
That's the stuff I
but
get.
I think the one article we read was just making a comparison. Like this is another lighter seafood, lighter fare friendly wine. This one's just from Spain, and they just made a similar
the Spanish counterpart.
The Spanish counterpart to the Pic Pool.
Okay,
Dipene.
And so Albarino. If we're in Spain, our name is Albarino. If we're in France, my name is Pic Pool.
Well, I don't think
that's why
it's
we
the
don't
same
know
grape.
which wine we are until our name is pronounced. Oh,
wait, that's
birdcage.
Oh, hey, that's Nathan Lane's doing
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that one article, like I said, unfortunately, this is another one of those Trader Joe's things where not on the website, not a lot of people talking about it, not a lot of articles. I did find the one article, which is the link I have there. And literally the first thing is, love seafood? Here's a wine you need to know, which ties back to what Frosty was talking about, some seafood earlier. So,
and that's one of the things I have heard for years about this varietal of grape. We've carried a couple over and I've been with Trader Joe's going on 20 years. And this will be the third one, I think, that we've had. So we haven't had a lot of that varietal, but that's what consistently you hear, great seafood wine.
Okay. All right. Should we take a break?
Yeah.
Go grab it?
Well, we probably should do that. Yeah.
Probably,
We don't want dead air.
Yeah, that's true.
Or just me sitting here.
You just don't want to sit here. You just don't want to sit here alone. Dog boy!
54 months.
54 months of primers.
Ahoy.
Lordy mercy. Dog boy, thank you for the 54 months.
It's a lot of months.
Ahoy, Keith, Bevs, chat. Hope all is well. 54 months. And just like my drinks, that's neat.
That's 4.5 years.
Love it. Love to hear it. Dog boy, we're having a cocktail later. You need to hang out for that maybe, or at least go get this recipe right now. If you like the Negroni type things, which I usually am not sure if I do, but I think I'm going to be pretty excited about this one. Well, it's a little more whiskey heavy, and it's also dry vermouth, which I like, which I didn't mind the sweet vermouth either, but we are using the Amaro that I like better.
The Trader Joe's Amaro, and also, and you
We've removed the Campari.
Well, and you liked the Boulevardier version. Not as opposed to the Negroni that has the whiskey or the bourbon instead of the gin.
Right.
So
this is more,
kind of
toward
in
the
that
Boulevardier,
area.
I guess.
Yeah.
Is actually, but then, that's weird though. Then the vermouth swat. Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm excited. That's going to be fun.
Find out.
But yeah, let's go grab some glasses, go grab the wine, and start hopefully enjoying that. Dog boy, thank you again for the 54 months. Appreciate it. We'll be right back. Perfect timing as we walk away to go grab the next beverage, which is this wine right here, which actually the lettering almost blends into our logo there. I was just realizing.
Ooh.
Guardian down with the 35 months, almost 3 years now, 35 months. Hi, I am new here. My English is no good. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hope this is a friendly stream. I'd actually like to recite a poem. There once was a man from Nantucket whose redacted was so long he could suck it. I wonder what he's talking about. He said with a grin as he wiped his chin, if my ear was retracted, I'd redacted. Love stream, long time. Guardian down, I'd expect nothing less. How long you been holding onto that poem? How long you been working on it? Appreciate you. Thank you for the 35 months, Guardian down. How are you doing this fine Thursday evening? Are you enjoying a beverage? Have you gotten anything new beer-wise lately when it comes to the lovely sours that you're normally getting? The peanut butter and jelly stuff, other things? Anything new? 5 minute. Ooh, I'd like some sake. Oh, wait. What? No. I don't have. Oh, I have that open because. Refresh. There we go. Refreshed all the things. So again, we talked a little bit about this before the break. This is the Ruta 49 from Trader Joe's Albarino. This is the kind of the Spanish version of what we had last week, which was the Pic Pool, which is from France, correct?
That was, yes.
Was that
France?
Bordeaux region specifically?
I thought it was Languedoc, but I am not sure.
Oh, okay. Bad dog. Exactly. Seriously, bad dog. Stop.
And that's what I've almost said this twice off camera.
Oh yeah. What were you holding back on?
So I know you didn't, not that you disliked it, but it was, I offered you the bottle and you kindly thought that you wouldn't enjoy it as much as I might, and so
Yes.
I said, and
Yeah, it
I
seemed
thought
like
it
you
was.
liked it a
I
little
thought it
more.
was even better the next day.
Oh, okay.
There was a little more zestiness, a little more fruit. Fitz was saying he's like, yeah, a lot of salt. And I said, yeah, definitely. Or no, not salt, but there was something. But we were talking about how it made your mouth pucker, and there was definitely some nice fruit there. So I would buy that again to give it an even another
Extended
try.
shot?
Once again, extended shot.
Did you finish
But
through
even-
it though?
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Did you like eat anything with it then? Because that was what
No,
I
I
said. I
just
thought it
had
would
a-
have been a good food wine.
No, I just
Like,
was
'cause I was
enjoying it
kind of
after
like
dinner.
this. Like
Yeah.
with the way they're describing this, it probably would be good with fish or something fattier or whatever with those kind of things.
Yep.
So Maine Beer Company. M.O. Pale Ale. Mo Pale Ale.
That's the we did the Maine Beer Company, right? I brought that one over the lunch.
Oh, that was a
yeah.
good one. That was in the
Yeah.
bomber, wasn't it? That was when we did the draft, right?
Yes, that's
when the
true.
Bears
That
had the
was
draft that will change their face of the franchise
That's
forever.
right,
I
forever.
forgot about that.
forever.
That's very true. I'm not going to look at the alcohol in this.
Okay,
I'm going to see if I can
I'll
guess.
tell you what it is. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, wait a minute. That goes against the whole
I'm
idea.
getting a feeling this is also available at places outside of Trader Joe's.
Okay.
Just from the little bit of the few articles I brought up, like one's a wine shop, and then here's something else. This looks like it's.
I saw it come up for a wine
because it's
shop
showing
too, but I wasn't
pound-
sure if it was just like someone was buying it from Trader Joe's then reselling it.
Yeah.
$9 for this, right? Isn't that what I saw? $8.99?
Yes, $8.99. Yeah,
Okay.
same price as the Picpoul.
Okay.
Yes. I think we were doing. I wasn't pouring wine last week at the store, but we were pouring both of these side by side. I think the French, the Picpoul, did better. So
Okay. That's like 5 different drafts. You be more specific. Accurate. That's true.
the most recent one.
Yeah, the most recent one is when we actually, and that was fun. We should do that again next year.
Yeah,
Even,
drafts
you know.
for the draft.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
I mean, we'll have to stay here a little longer because the Bears will have a 30-second pick, but
Yeah, that's
mean-
true. Or maybe then we'll be bringing back from our journey to Russian River.
oh my God,
Maybe
would
we'll
that
have
not be
something on
amazing?
draft
That'd
to
be-
bring back?
That would be pretty nice to be able to bring back. Ooh,
It's got a little funk.
I think that was just the videos I was playing you.
Could be. That was the yacht.
If
The
you,
yacht
haven't,
rock.
if you haven't seen rock songs turned into yacht rock on either TikTok or I'm sure they're on YouTube Shorts or whatever else, you need to go look them up. They're pretty amazing. This guy.
The two you showed me were
System of a
amazingly
Down
right
turned into
on.
yacht rock, and
Yeah.
then also Metallica turned into yacht rock is hilarious. And actually something I would probably listen to in a car.
I would try it. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see where.
I have to find out if there's like full versions of those. Yeah, there's a little something at the end there. There's almost something. I'm not getting it quite now. When I initially put it to my nose, I was going to say like grass. Like there's like
yeah, and
fresh
maybe
cut
that's
grass
what
in
it
there.
is. Maybe that's where maybe there's a
I kind
little
of got that. Now I'm
dirt
just
in there
getting
or
some
something.
apple, some lemon, fresh cut grass. Is now kind of coming back in there.
Definitely better than funk. Sounds better.
And a little something sweet. I don't know, maybe
Little sweet.
little sweet. Yeah, that right there. Anything else?
No, I agree with what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's very flavorful.
Oh yeah, that's nice. A little tart again for sure.
Yeah.
Lemon's coming through. Mouth
Yep.
is watering a little bit.
I see why they say this would be the Spanish version, but at least right out of the gate, this one has more fruit.
Yeah, I
A
think
little
that
more
comes,
vibrant.
Yes. Yeah, like I said, I think because I commented on that on the one last week. I was like, oh, the aroma was pretty good, but then the flavor just kind of went a little bit.
Yeah.
Not that it was bad, but it was just like wasn't quite as interesting as the as
Didn't
the aroma
deliver on
was.
the promise.
Yes. When I was chugging beers with Hulk Hogan on Tuesday night, I was thinking you should try this beer. Yeah, wow. With Hulk Hogan, no less. When he's not busy campaigning for the Republicans, he's chugging beers.
Oh,
Starting
no.
down, apparently.
Oh, no. Well, that's all right.
Beer chugging with Hulk
They
Hogan.
can have Hulk Hogan.
They can have him. I saw someone talking about that, and they were like, because he how he always rips off his shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he like ripped off his shirt. He's like, you can tell he's gotten old because he ripped off his shirt to reveal another shirt and not his chest. I was like, that was really funny. It might have been Colbert or like something like that, but I was like, that's funny. He was the opening act for my buddy's acoustic show. Really? That's interesting. How was the acoustic show? Yeah, that one that we had from Maine Beer Company definitely made me a fan that I want to try some of their other stuff. That was good. And that wasn't the one you had. So that was your second one that you'd had from them,
I may
correct?
have had that one, but I think I had another one too. But it's hard to believe that trip was 3 years ago when we went back east. But definitely those beers are a little on the pricier side, but worth seeking out, and especially because I last time I was at
it's like a 500 mil, I think, but it was what, $7 or $8? What was the
it was may have been a little bit more than that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Tap and Bottle had at least 2 last time I was there, and they were different, but I did not go. I should have gone that direction though, since it was a party. Damn it, Jim. Yeah, this is just mouth-watering goodness right
This
here.
is good. I'm glad we did both of these. I definitely like this one better.
Okay.
This would be the one I would.
It's not coming home with me, I don't think.
Well, if it's offered, it's not. No, I like this. Is good. Actually, they're saying $9.99 online there.
Much as I can. Yeah, I don't. Well, maybe it. I can't remember. Yeah, it's either $9 or $10.
Green apple, ripe pear on the nose, medium to full bodied. Now we're kind of looking at this tasting notes on this other website since we formed some opinions, which I always think is interesting. Oh, I saw the ABV. I didn't get to guess. Sorry. He had it down there at the bottom. So did you look yet?
I just saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. 13%, which I think is 0.5% less than the other one. I think the other one was 13.5.
Yeah. Because we picked up on the alcohol, and maybe that's what helped with that extra day. Maybe that alcohol had a chance to dissipate more, so the flavor came through. But wow, I like lemon peel and clementine. That's pretty good on the finish there.
Mm-hmm.
And but the grassy is definitely in the nose.
Whetstone sea salt, earthy terroir.
Yeah, now I want a piece of fish.
This
with
would be
fresh
great.
vegetables.
I would love this as a piece of salmon or something like that, and like a little like a salmon salad, maybe even or something.
Maybe even like sushi.
Tasting notes may contain alcohol. Good enough for me. Right. Stop. You had me at ABV. But I didn't tell you what it was. Nope. That's fine.
As long as you had some.
As long as there's some in there. That's me. What's the ABV?
We're not drinking any Merlot. I can tell you that.
Yeah. What's the ABV on this NyQuil? It'd be funny if it didn't say, it just said ABV, like 20% or something. Yeah, I like that's really tasty.
I had been happy with my like $6 to $7 bottles of wine. Now I'm like kicking it up. This is like 9 and 10. I also bought a.
He's growing, Chad.
I know.
He's growing.
We had an Oregon
His wallet's
Pinot
opening
Gris.
just a little further.
Just a little bit more. Yeah,
Not a lot.
Getting closer to the end. So hey, can't take it with me.
That's true. That's the way you should start looking. You're like, I'm assuming round 85 to 90. So I'm backpedaling from there.
Yeah. My bottle cost is slowly going up as my life expectancy
I can't wait till
going down.
Q75. It's $100 bottles everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything in the tasting
Might
room.
as well. Yeah. This is what we're doing.
I wonder what's the longest a podcast has ever been going on. Maybe that's at least the record we could have. It's just like, even if we only start going down to like, because we're getting too old, like once every 4 months or something like that. If we just keep it going so that then all of a sudden it's like,
do we qualify?
This is our
though?
30th anniversary.
I mean, we're not putting out individual episodes. We could get back to that, I guess. But I mean, does what we're doing count
it's
technically
a podcast.
as podcast?
I mean, that's what it's flagged at. Flagged at.
Flogged.
That's what it's flagged at under YouTube.
Okay.
Is podcast. Like if they search for this, it's
and
podcast.
those go up every week, so people can You're getting
a
a lot
podcast. Like a lot of people do podcasts once a month.
Yeah.
That's like kind of like what we used to do. Remember, we would do that one, like, the giant podcast. And
we'd get to, that's true. Early on, that was, the full form stuff.
Yeah.
We were covering an awful lot.
Oh my God, the amount of editing in that for the ums and uhs and everything else. Jeez.
We did get better at, and I think we also, and we've talked about this, that we picked up on what the other was thinking and doing, so we could just, he's going to need to edit there, so I got to not say that. I still remember it cracks me up when you talk about how we had to edit the Fitz podcast. Because there was all the swearing too.
That's right. We had to adjust that at the time. Yeah. For some reason we were a little bit. Yeah.
I don't think it was we.
Well, it's so funny too because we had. Well, no, it was funny too because we had mic stands. I didn't have a third one, so we had a pint glass. Is what we had the microphone sitting in. Like this is stuff you don't see because that was all audio.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like literally in a pint glass. I should put that one up on YouTube, just like with like a picture or something, like because you can put just like that.
Oh yeah,
Just
you
have
were doing that early on when you were
I
experimenting.
did that with a few
YouTube.
when I was trying to get content up there like really quick.
Yeah,
I should do that. Like
just find that. Well, because
listen to it first though.
Oh wow,
Wow. I mean, I agree. Agree with that, Guardian Down.
Sorry, Norm. Thirsty guy walks into a bar. You finish it.
You might want to edit that out. Why? Guardian Down, thank you for the gifted sub to Vagain Ayaswasam. I'm not sure exactly if I'm pronouncing that right. No, I think it's actually I don't think that's spelled right. That is definitely not spelled right.
No, it's not.
But I know what it's going for.
Vagain.
Guardian Down, thank you for the Jesus. Guardian Down, thank you for the gifted sub to Vagina is awesome. And I think that might be universally agreed upon for the most part.
Yeah, depending
it's a
on
good 70% of the population agrees to that one. Thank you for the gifted sub.
So now the only way you can access content is YouTube right now, right? Because of our site being a butt.
I mean, you can go there. Like I've gone there. Like, I've done stuff. I just don't post there anymore because we haven't been doing the daily ones,
right?
And because that stuff's been going on. So
yeah, okay.
But like I have everything on my like backed up and here. Like,
okay.
So it's not like So I haven't figured out what I want to do with that. But yeah, I've thought about because it might be like we might need to start at some point just also having the video there and then turning these into just audio podcasts, is like just me ripping out the audio and then like start trying to post stuff like on Spotify and stuff again, but I have to like reclaim that feed somehow. Like, yeah.
Well, if we need money for that, let me know.
A whole bunch of shenanigans. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. I don't think not much of that's money wise. It's more like time. Like, I just need to.
Time?
Yeah. Pretty much.
What means the answer? Yeah, what the time? Yeah, so I've been listening to the Dinner's on Me podcast. I've listened to a few of those.
Do you like it?
Justin Long and I listened to Ben Platt and Big Notaro and that one with Aubrey Anderson Emmons, his daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It makes me hungry.
Yeah, because they're always talking about the food and they're ordering things.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're ordering drinks, sometimes they're just going water, sometimes they're eating light. Yeah. I listened to the one with, what's her name? Jane Krakowski.
Oh, I listened to that.
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah.
I did not know she was such a talent.
Right.
Like when it came to
singing
that she started on singing and dancing and show, like I said, being up on Broadway and everything else.
Afternoon, everybody.
Speaking of Justin Long,
there he is. He's here.
Sorry, Norm. Thirsty guy walks into a bar. You finish it.
Another edit.
He said on that one, he said that was his nickname in high school. Their kids called him Justin Schlong.
Sheesh.
Do you know how old he was when he was in Dodgeball? Obviously, his character was like a high school senior, I guess.
27.
That's funny because Pocket said 28. And he was 24. I thought he was younger than that.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't realize it was that. But I think she went the same way. Okay, why is he asking me this? It must be
It was
a lot more.
little bit that. Like I kind of was thinking like middle. I was like, well, maybe he was a little. It just seemed like he'd been around in a few other movies. So I was like, well, he must be at least in his mid. Like maybe he winds up being late. That is why I swung a little bit higher.
So yeah, that's what Pocket did too.
Guardian Down, thank you for the gifted sub to Justin Long Wang. Let's just get that one done and out of the way.
It's been Justin Long Wang. It's a song by Boston.
For Boston?
Yeah.
I think I should be going.
Yeah, that was good. I didn't listen to the Smartless podcast this week because it's Jared Leto, and I don't know if I'm necessarily. I don't know. I don't need to like people that I listen to, and so I'm not saying I don't like him. I just really don't know a lot about him, and I don't.
So why do you hate Jared Leto?
He always seems a little eclectic to me.
Yeah,
but maybe I should listen to him, and maybe he'll have some wise.
I'd be interested to find out
on life
because it's always that they know one of them. Like it's always like that they're. I'd be interested to find out which one of them knows him. Which one would you guess out of the gate? And I don't know if they go into rotation because the one from when it was.
I don't know if they do a rotation either.
What's her name? The other night, what was?
I'm gonna guess it's Jason Bateman.
That would be what I would lean toward as well. When they had, why can't I think of her name?
Justin Bateman. Rashida Jones.
I wonder when Justine Bateman. I wonder who brought her to the table. No, the female comedian that I was talking about the other week.
Nikki Glazer.
Nikki Glazer. Yeah, I wonder. I think because that was Will Arnett. Like I think brought her
so.
there because like
like,
Jason Bateman was like I didn't even never even seen her till now or whatever else or something like. Because that one, did you listen to that one yet?
I did. Yeah,
that one was that one was good.
Yeah,
her new. Do you have HBO Max or no?
No.
We watched her stand-up special the other week. It's her most recent one. I think it's the one they're talking about because it's from like May. It's from like several months ago. It's pretty funny. Like
one of the guys I work with was a Bears fan. He was asking if I'd watched Hard Knocks, and I said no. And I said I don't have Max. I said my brother's been watching. He's like, well, get your brother's code. He's like, they don't care. He's like, what? He's like, Max doesn't care anymore. Not you wouldn't care, but he said Max doesn't care.
Who is this Max fellow?
Max. So
I have to watch last night's or 2 nights ago that episode, but I'm caught up with the other ones. They've been pretty good. I think I'd like to see a little more training camp stuff. Like I don't know, like it's kind of been like a little bit more game foot. It's kind of I guess it's been what Hard Knocks has been most recent years, but I have not watched it as much. So, what is everyone else eating for dinner? I had before the show. I had some. The Costco makes those like it's in their fresh made section that they do in the back. And that they do a enchilada, so I made that. I had that heated up, so I ate that. That was what I had earlier.
Was you have to go right into another?
Yeah, I think I am
performance.
Doing,
right?
I think I am. Yeah, I think I am doing something after this. But are you making something when you get home?
I'll just have a salad kit, a miso crunch salad kit, and probably throw some marinated tofu in there and go to work on that.
Bears seem like they don't want to show much of anything, so the games are easy to show. I mean, it's pretty much from what I have seen, because I've been watching a lot of the behind scenes stuff. I saw the producer of the show. I forget what her name is, but I saw her interviewed on one of my podcasts and stuff. And they said like this is what they have wanted to put out on the like nothing because they said, oh, I know they have editing. Have they told you to keep anything out? And they're like, no, like everything we've shown them, and they put the whole show together and they let them preview it. And so this is what Hard Knocks is putting together.
I'll have a little bit more of that.
The only thing they were told is, I guess they were asked to, and I think she prefaced it by saying that the Bears team swears the least amount of any team in the entire league that she's ever worked with. But she's like, even with that, I guess the McCaskey family, they're very big on like not, language. So then they asked like to use either as little or none as possible. Because I think in this final episode, like someone was like, they finally said ass. Like someone said the word, and everyone was like, is that actually a swear word? Like, but then other people were talking. They're like, yeah, I've been watching this with my kid. It's kind of nice. Like I don't have to worry about So anyway, like I said, take that as you will. But yeah, everything else has been that. I think the last one, they'll probably show maybe a little more of the cut downs. This last episode I heard was pretty good, at least for showing some of, how Poles is, like I said, with, cuts and that guy that actually tore his ACL that was trying to make the team. They got to have one of those kind of stories again where it's, guy didn't, so now he's, in the IR for the whole time, but they had a really good, and I guess, Poles is sitting there and he's like, hey, he's like, you ever just want to call, you want to talk, you want to cry, like whatever. He's like, I'm here for you. He's like, you're a bear. He's like, whatever. And just like, yeah. So like, obviously, they all know they're being watched. So who knows how much they're playing, but you also see stuff where you're like, oh my God, how did you not know you were being watched? And you said that. So it's like some people are also done with it. Watch the Giants Hard Knocks stuff that they had where they're literally like, God, how people didn't take Roma Dunze, I'll never know. That just keep seeing more and more like, wow.
That Red Sox player from a couple of weeks ago that got suspended for his homophobic slur. And a guy I work with is a big Red Sox fan. And he's like, and you know what, being constantly, I'm sure I wouldn't say something like that, but I'm sure I would say something that I'm like, I really wish I wouldn't have, once again, not something like that. But so especially knowing that, but if you're always on film and, and you're living actual life, you probably have moments that I wish that wasn't on there. Once again, so he was saying, they're actually filming it for a Netflix special next year or something like that. So he knows even more that. And anyways, but it's like, so come on, people.
But yeah, like I said, I have seen that. Yeah, people have said, but I guess that's like, again, that's kind of what because I saw some people have that same kind of criticism where it was like, oh, they're showing kind of a lot of the game, like, and it's a cool game film, but it's like, I mean, think Hard Knocks, you're like, oh, I want to see training camp issues, or, like, I get because obviously I follow all the beat writer stuff and whatever. And there was like a couple fights in practice last week, and I guess none of that made it in the show. So maybe they'll use it somewhere else. Huh. Like, I don't know if that was just, they just chose not to, but like, it wasn't like giant fights, but there was some of that, and some of that didn't make it. So it's like, you kind of wonder, like, I mean, that's the stuff that's more interesting to me. It's like,
Yeah.
we see so much game film all the time now, where even though this is a little bit more cool and stylized, like, I mean, I'd like seeing, some of the Caleb Williams plays that were just absolutely amazing. Like, I'd love seeing those from like the perfect angles and beautiful, like 4K and everything. Like, so like I was fine with that. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, you kind of watch those for the other side of things. But
Do you guys have your draft? All right.
no, I found it was earlier, like something came up, and then I think it's Sunday.
Oh,
We're
okay.
doing it finally. I think it's like 12 or 12:15, something like that. So yeah, I hadn't heard anything. I was like, oh, maybe they're not doing it this year. Like, seems like every year, Joan, like, I don't want to do it anymore. Screw these. Like, and then all of a sudden comes around, he's like, did you want to do the draft again? It's like, all right, turns into one of those. It's like, yeah. And
Let's
then,
just draft, but we won't play.
yeah. Well, then it was, Rachel is in a draft with like her family and stuff like that. They asked her, they had like an open, like, oh, do you? And then that was supposed to be Tuesday, and then they moved it again to like now it's like next Tuesday or Wednesday. It's like almost like right for the season. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. But then they were something like, and she got added into a thread where then there was just like messages upon messages. Like she's like, oh my God, there's so much back and forth of people talking about stuff. And finally, one of them was like, "Oh, the time says 30 seconds, but don't worry about that between picks." She's like, "You'll have as much time as you need. Like it'll be infinite." I was like, "Infinite time?"
Oh, you don't want that.
I was like, "You don't want that." I'm like, "They have to put that at like a minute and a half or something."
Minute and a half.
That gets horrible at the end.
Yeah.
Like 30 seconds is too quick.
Oh yeah.
That would be interesting though. 15-second like speed draft,
Ooh.
where you just have to be ready to like make.
Oh.
I mean, you'd just be picking from the
Boom,
list. Then
boom,
at that point, you
boom,
wouldn't
boom.
even.
Yeah.
Unless you were like
Yeah.
20 picks ahead, where you just had things lined up,
Yeah.
but. It's the exact opposite of what Frosty had to draft. And I was trying to tell my wife
what
about
was
this,
that thing?
Frosty. Like it's like 12 hours between picks.
Yeah, I remember that from last year talking about that.
What can
It
you
was something ridiculously?
If you're still here and you're not involved in something, if you can, can you explain that again? Because I was trying to explain that to my wife, and she was like, 12 hours between picks. And I was like, well, I said, but I think it's a draft where they keep players though too, and so there's maybe not as many rounds.
They start once the season's over.
Yeah. Well, it's like you start at the beginning of August, but it's like, yeah, there's not as many rounds. Okay, you keep 12 players, so you've already kept 12.
Oh,
So you're only making like 6 picks then? Because it's the same group of people that you've been doing it for years and years. So it's basically you're kind of drafting rookies probably or something. You're still making about 20 picks. Holy crap. IDP League. Oh, individual defensive player. Oh, wow. We used to do that. I always liked that.
I don't play.
You
Oh, wait.
give me that.
I don't pee.
Yeah, individual defensive player. We had that in the league that I had started.
Yeah, I always like that. That was always fun. Pick somebody who's getting the tackles, getting the sacks.
Right. I think we have a defensive player in Frank's league. I can't remember. I think so.
I think you do. I remember you guys talking about that.
Yeah. And it used to be part of like, it was also then it had the knockout pool then as well too, but that might not be happening this year for some reason.
Okay.
You start 19 players?
Wow. That's a lot of players.
Why don't you just go up to 22 and you
They
start
pick
like
a
an offensive
center and
line?
two guards?
Yeah, you just pick a center and 2 guards.
A couple tackles.
17 rounds.
Every 12 hours.
Someone's got to do the math on that. 17 times however many people are in the league times 12 hours per pick. Like
20.
what time
He
you'd have
said
to
20
start.
picks. Each team is making 20 picks. So
16
340
teams?
picks.
When do you actually start?
17 picks. 16 teams.
It still doesn't seem like enough time. End of July, early August.
So who gets like I guess somebody's drafting at like 4 in the morning?
Well, that's what I was just
3
wondering.
in the morning? I mean, if it's every 12 hours, it's either
I mean, in theory, it gives you a window.
Yeah, you could probably put it in and
Finish early the season. Yeah. As soon as someone makes the pick, then it automatically goes to the next person.
Okay.
So I guess that some of that goes quicker.
okay.
You have to wait
person
till
has
you
20.
should though.
Okay. Phew.
Although then that could be nervous. You're like, oh, I'm 3 picks from now, and if 3 people picked within like 20 minutes, you all of a sudden you think you have 2 days to look at.
Yeah,
it back
I guess you got to watch. Yeah.
That would actually be kind of fun. Does it give you? Can you set an alarm that it lets you know that it's your pick, so you know you're 12 hours you're on the clock? That would what I would.
Okay, so those 3 could go fast, and then you're like, okay, all right, I got till 4:30
Well, I'm
in the
sleeping.
morning.
You wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, it's my pick. Oh, did they pick that running back? Okay, cool. I'm taking him, and then okay. But still, though, that's funny.
Gives
though.
you a chance to ask a friend.
I would love to wait 11 hours and 59 minutes for every one of my picks just to be the biggest jerk. Just sit there like, and now. Days usually between picks. That's just so funny. That is so funny.
I wanted a little bit more of that because you can have that bottle if you.
You want a little more?
No, I wanted. That's why.
I thought I was like, did you want a little?
No,
I would
if we weren't having
something you're probably gonna like.
An old pal.
An old pal.
We're gonna visit from an old pal.
Let's go fishing, old pal.
Let's go fishing, old pal.
Oh man, I wish I had that right now. I could. Yeah. Okay, you cook the fish.
Bring the rye and Campari. Wait. Bring the
rye and
dry vermouth.
Bring the dry vermouth and fishing gear. This season was generally times when I was picking over the week, but I had to pick then 2 in between and then another pick. So it was all at once and then waiting 3 to 4. Oh gosh, that's interesting. That's really fascinating to me, Frosty. I'm glad you're kind of in a league like that's a fun little trivia thing.
A twist.
Because it's funny, like sometimes there are certain, like, because we do a minute and a half between picks, which I think is pretty standard, like usually a minute or a minute and a half. And it's funny at the beginning, like it's going, you're like, oh God, it's almost like, and you have these moments, you're like, I have no time. And then all of a sudden you'd be like, how many? I got 20 more picks.
Yeah.
Like once you're already hitting like the 4th or 5th round and you've made, like if you have a back, like I think last year we picked so we had like a back to back. So then it's like, then you're waiting all these ones.
Oh yeah.
And so you're doing research, then you're getting that, but then there's definitely a lot of time where you're like, sitting there, you're drinking or eating.
Well, because you're waiting. It's like, gotta hope this person's here. Oh, now they took him. All right, who else? Yeah. Draft's always fun.
And what's always interesting too is like you watch it. Like I've already had been grabbing some fantasy football information, some other things, and in case there was going to be a draft, so I had saved some of that stuff, and I always have all the other sites that I go to and different research. But it's always funny when you see the like professionals when they're on like talking about like, oh, you should look for this guy in the late round. They're talking about all those kind of things where like you're making notes of that. And then they always talk about like they're like, yeah, you just got to put up the graphic for Mel Gibson and Braveheart. Hold. When you're looking at taking a quarterback, because people are like, you got to wait until the later round. Like make sure you always make those other picks because all those other ones, you're going to find the diamond in the rough. You're going to find the guy that's about as good as the other ones if you'd have picked earlier, all this kind of stuff. And it's like, I don't draft with any of these. Like every time we go to a draft, there will be a quarterback that'll be gone or 2 in the first round, if not the second. And you're like, and again,
I'm
like,
okay with
like you're fine with that because you're like, okay, I'm just gonna feast on what you left out there. But it's just like it's funny that you see all that stuff get thrown out there, and then no one, like half the people don't follow that.
Right.
And like also, the only thing I don't like about our league too is we're not a full PPR, so it's like a half PPR, so that it's hard to look at stats when you're comparing players. Because it's not the traditional point per reception. It's like every 4 receptions they get a point, and everything like so you still weight more toward a wide receiver, but it's not as much as a PP. So anyway, some of that stuff's done. People pick their early quarterbacks. I like that. Better players to me. Yeah, like I said, it's one of those things where you see it and you're like, yeah, you got your quarterback, but that's like, I think the way they put it was when you pick a quarterback early, you get a really good one, so you're probably going to have a good team. He's like, but the great teams pick their quarterbacks later. Because they have picked all these other players that are hard to find.
Yeah. I don't know if I guess that's true. I'd like to have my quarterback though.
I mean, I like to have a good, like for us, like I would say for us, usually around 7th round is when we start maybe targeting one. Like we'll be like,
oh, you haven't gotten a quarterback before your 7th round?
No. Wow. I try and make Joe hold out. Because you sometimes be like, oh, I was like, there's still these wide receivers here, and here's these running backs. We need to get I would rather have. Wow. I'd rather already be like deep at running back, wide receiver, and even maybe a tight end or something like that. Like before I'm even like so maybe 6th round. Like if you're like I think it was the other year. There was one year where it was like in the 6th round. We were like it was late. We were at a late pick in the 6th round, and we're like, well, if we don't take one here. Probably there's going to be like you try and see when those runs are going to happen.
Right.
And you're like, if there's about to be a run, like, and I think at that time, and I think it was when he had one of his better years, thankfully, because it was a few years ago. It was like, okay, we could take Joe Burrow here, like end of 6th round, and then turn around and take something else. Like, okay, we could grab that. That's pretty good, And so we should jump on that. Like, but yeah, if you kind of miss out on some, and then you're you're like, well, I might as well just keep waiting because I can grab Jared Goff or I can grab so many other quarterbacks. Like I bet you Caleb Williams is going to be taken for a while. I don't think he's going to put up great numbers, but he'd probably be like a good backup. I think people are going to be reaching for Jordan Love, and like when his injury.
Yeah, even that if your league didn't do it until then, that's That's a while because I remember the last draft I did, and they had great years. I think I picked either I went Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs in the first 2 rounds.
In the first 2 rounds?
I will get I get a quarterback early because if I can get Patrick Mahomes or somebody like that. He I think went in the first round of the last draft.
I think it's the difference of like depending on where you're going to have to wait then is like, okay, now I'm not going to get either the other wide receiver that would have been, you start. Yeah. Whereas like there's a couple of websites that I like to use where they put things in tiers where you can kind of look like what tier you're in. Oh. Like, here's these 3 quarterbacks that are really, like you say, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, something like Lamar Jackson or something like that. They're probably in the top tier just because of what they're going to put up. And then after that, you're like, well, now there's 8 quarterbacks in this tier 2 that are all about the same. So if I don't get one of these and I don't care to do that, now I've got eight quarterbacks that I can literally keep watching. And as long as those aren't being grabbed, like you just keep waiting. Yeah. And then it's like once those kind of run, you're like, okay, I can grab one of the, I forget there's a couple websites that I like that do that because sometimes it's.
That's how you end up with Russell Wilson as your starting quarterback, though.
That's what the Steelers have wanted to. Let's go trade in these glasses for something different. Now for something completely different, as Monty Python would say. We are going to go make a cocktail because that seems to be the thing we like to do here at About Beverages.
Wine and cocktail are in the spotlight again.
Wine and cocktails once again.
Oh, look at that.
That was the best picture I could find. Okay. It's not the greatest.
All right.
Then pick what it is around there. I go where is my lowest quarterback I'm fine with having. Yeah. I think that's like the sound advice is like you keep picking all the other things, keep building that deep bench because that's the thing you want, or those are the wide receivers and the running backs. And like I said, depending if your league has to play a tight end or if you have a tight end and a flex spot, like that's so much more valuable than, that quarterback, like I said, especially giving up on that quarter. It also depends too. If you're looking at the rest of the people that you're playing with are all kind of yokels then too, then you could take a quarterback earlier and you just know it's not going to, or they're going to be silly and you get everything else. Cause anyway. That was the best picture I could find. This is called the Old Pal Cocktail. This is in the current, about to literally be current September issue of Imbibe. So we are actually right on top.
It's on the cover.
Where it's on the cover. This was their featured history of a drink kind of thing.
Well, they're because it's Negroni week in September.
Oh, okay.
A week that celebrates that cocktail. That just talks about some different riffs. Like there's a Boulevardier. This is the Old Pal. There's different ways you can take these 3 ingredients or 2 of the main ingredients and add different things in different percentages. And so this is going to be 2 parts. Do you want to say it now or
no? Go ahead.
2 parts of a heavier, stronger proof rye.
A bottled in bond rye whiskey is preferable. Okay. Something 100 proof.
And then also 1 part Amaro is we're going to use the Trader Joe's Pronto Amaro and 1 part dry vermouth. So 2-1-1. The classic recipe is 1-1-1, but this and one of the article I sent you the link to is from 4 years ago, and it had the classic recipe, but this current one the issue that's featuring this drink has the 2-1-1. So we're gonna do because we're current.
We are. We're current like that, and we like a little bit more whiskey in our drinks.
That's right.
All right, I'll be right back. And we are back.
At least now you can have Kirk Cousins on your fantasy team.
That's true. And before he gets injured at some point, I'm sure. Maybe we should actually pick up whoever was drafted behind him. I forget his name. What was that? The guy from Washington.
Oh, Penix.
Penix.
There's who was it? I think it was Florio the other day saying that is possible. You could start Penix as just to make sure that Cousins is healthy, and then if things go well, then
wow, that would be literally starting instant controversy. That'd be a terrible idea. All right, well, we've got some cocktails here that we're going to enjoy. The Old Pal.
The Old Pal.
The Old Pal.
That's right.
And it's not an Imbibe exclusive. Other people have this recipe.
Yeah, this is correct.
It is not an Imbibe.
But this tweak is courtesy of I don't know whoever they talked to in the current issue that is not available to access online. But
yet,
I sent you that pic. Yet, yes,
could be very soon.
Hopefully soon. Yes,
maybe in just a couple days or whatever. When
you're thinking literally September 1st. It might be.
I mean, that would be what I could easily see. Be happening. So,
and you got to use the coupe glasses again.
I did.
2 weeks in a row.
I did.
Very
I'm
good.
going to be honest. I was a little sad when I saw it was a coupe glass because I was like, oh, maybe I can actually use my regular rock glasses, and I've got the new ice that I had just made.
Oh, we could have done that.
They called for the coupe glass, so that was what it said.
Yeah,
so I wasn't going to ruin anything. So
Okay.
we'll just have to find one that needs that next time.
The 2 weeks where we 3 weeks when we have our triumphant return.
That's right.
We'll be with that.
All right. See what we got here.
Yeah.
So dry vermouth, Amaro, or Campari is specifically what it calls for, but we use the Pronto Amaro, so you can just Amaro of your choice, however much bitterness you like.
Yep.
And then we did 2 ounces of rye whiskey, which is the new updated version.
And you said the Bottle and Bond, right? Or
Bottle and Bond rye whiskey. This is from Frey Ranch.
Which it's almost a shame to be putting that in a cocktail, but
It was the only
for the
rye,
old pal.
So it was either this or it was Willet.
Oh my!
Willet
no.
felt a little like
that would be wrong.
I mean, it would be delicious probably,
Yes,
but also
but
felt
no.
like a little over the top.
Yeah, that'd be bad too.
The Amaro definitely comes through in the aroma. Like I get that kind of like
it's there.
like dusty herbal. Like there's something in there that kind of says that.
Dusty herbal. And then Andrew had his own twist. Threw a little Amarena cherry in there.
I did. I threw a cherry in there.
I thought, what
instead of
is he
lemon
doing?
peel.
Does it call? He's like, no, but I think it'd be good.
It sounded
And
good.
Andrew's made enough cocktails. I trust him.
Just a little more touch of sweet sounded
I
nice.
trust him.
Just being that in there. So, I got to try it. That's delicious.
I was nervous at first.
I think I get every layer in there. Like I get the rye, I get the bitterness, I get the herbaceousness of that. But then even the dry vermouth kind of comes through a little bit at the end, which was interesting.
Yeah, you're right.
That was kind of where I got it. Was a little more subtle, but that kind of flavor came through as well. Tastes like Skittles. You could make it. That would be the Tiny S's. That tastes like Skittles.
Yes, that's Skittles.
That's Skittles.
This does not taste like. But yeah, that actually leaves sort of
very elegant,
a lingering dry bitterness almost.
A little herbal on there. Yeah. Herbaceous kind of.
I was wondering, I'm like, oh, I don't get the dry vermouth. Oh, no, I do. Because, if it was the sweet vermouth, you would have probably tasted that pretty much up front. Right, but you get all the layers
Amaro
of goodness.
Blends very well into the rye. I think the 2 ounces is fantastic because I think if this was 111, I'd be like, there is too much of the Amaro. Because again, that is me. That is a certain taste that I think can overpower.
Yeah.
Whereas at 211, it feels perfectly balanced to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting that still first, but it's not like overwhelming. Then the rye, the whiskey comes in there, but it's still nice and smooth. And then there's a little bit of the finish. The dry vermouth just kind of hits at the end, which is very interesting to me.
There could even almost be a little more of the rye in there. I am surprised at how much that 1 ounce of Amaro, which I really like, and I'm very familiar with that taste because that's my drink of the summer.
Yeah,
it does shine. It comes out, but that's good. Sometimes a good cocktail is a little too scary to have within reach,
right?
Because it can.
Where else would you want it? I got to walk across the room.
No, I almost need that. I need to be, I need that because right now I could just be like, okay. And
that's the problem with the one last week. That one was just so refreshing and delicious.
Like, I've already gone through like more than
lingering dry bitterness. Now, are we talking about the drink or our lives?
Whoa, yeah. Well, not so much that anymore. There was a time I lived in an area of lingering dry bitterness, but life's too short for that.
Living in it.
Life's too short for that. Just got to move past that dry bitterness and move on.
Swirl your cherry around. But no, there's still a little bit of sweetness in there. I am blown away by how well this cocktail just like gives you all the like we always talk about. Like I said, you want all those different layers of flavor, but they also still have to blend together, and they really feel like they do.
Right.
Like I said, the Amaro just kind of hitting, but then that slowly just kind of washes away into the rye. Then that whiskey, just like I said, that comes through really nice. I think the proof is there too. I mean, you could even use a higher proof if you wanted to, because this does not taste like, again, like you said, it's almost a little bit like, usually when a cocktail's a little bit more on the spicier side with the ABV, you're like, oh, that's good because that's going to make that a sipper. Like this would be a little bit too easy to,
It's good because
it could be dangerous.
These components, they are noticed individually, but yet they're working together. It's opposed to like sometimes we've not necessarily a cocktail, but we've had, a drink that, oh, you taste this and you taste that, and they're not cohesive. They're just there.
Right.
But this is, very well blended. Now, so we made something once, didn't we? It was called the Perfect Manhattan, and it had sweet and dry vermouth, right?
Did we make that?
That was, I think because Fitz was saying that I think his mother-in-law made for him a Manhattan, but it was with just dry vermouth. And he said,
"That's not a Manhattan."
Well, I know. I said there's got to be a different name for
There's
that.
a different name for that. There's got to be. Sadness. That's what it seems like to me. I just had a Manhattan yesterday or the night before, and that seems like that. And I did not know what the dry vermouth is going to bring to the table.
In this?
I really didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I use dry vermouth when I make a martini, but it's very light. It's like it was at our Uncle Joe used to always say, like, basically just walk the cat by the wave by the gin, which I think is one of my favorite lines. Like, even thinking back, I love that he said that. And we use a little bit more than that because, like, we basically I pour the vermouth on there, kind of stirred, get the ice kind of starting to water down a little bit, and then I pour off some of. I don't pour off all of it. I do pour off some of it. So I try and leave a little bit in there because it does add some complexity. And I don't buy I buy like good vermouth. It's not like I buy like, I suppose a lot of people might do that. Like, well, I pour it away because it's deep or something like that. But I wasn't sure, even though I've tasted it on its own, what that was going to bring to the table. And it is the most subtle component, but it definitely adds something at the end, which is great.
Because I love that video. And you guys were pretty much on the same page, I think, when you and Darren made the martinis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And speaking of, they're coming out for Thanksgiving. So
yay!
Darren and the kids will be there.
Oh, and the kids too?
The list is building. So
oh no.
Well, we'll see.
At some point, I may get turned away. That's the only. That's the only text I always wait for. Is if all of a sudden
we'll see.
We don't have enough room.
How many numbers it approaches? But
what was it last year? Was last year the biggest?
Yeah, last year was 30, I think.
Crazy. Because we had an inside and outside table.
Inside, outside. That's right. Yes,
it worked out. You guys make it happen. Like, I know that's got to be very stressful, the undertaking, everything else that you do, but
everybody contributes. So
everything that you do makes it seem flawless. And I know it's when you're throwing the event, it is not as much fun, but it is overwhelmingly appreciated. Everything that both of you do.
It's good to be able to provide those. So
I think it was closer to 40.
No, it was supposed to be in the low 30s, but then the few did not appear.
And you're like, thank God.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Thank God.
That's great news. That is always extra appreciated. Love hanging out with Darren. Will there be more Krupnik? We should save some. We need to have that on the show.
Well, actually, I want to. We should have him make some more. But so the amount what I had left over from what they made, it got like this really.
Ooh, I don't like where this is going.
Sedimenty,
I could see
floaty
that.
looking. It was really weird.
Yeah,
and so I wound
natural things do.
I wound up getting rid of that, but because we consumed a lot of it that night, so at least
we did. I think we made it into the next bottle.
And then
or something, because I remember there was like, oh, do you have any? Because I remember toward the end, like people like hadn't tried it, and they're like, oh, do you want to? Like, do you have any left? And I was like, oh, okay, we got to go to the next one. So,
because when I think in December, my brother-in-law had gone out and visited, saw them again, and they made more, and he actually brought me back a jar, which I still have in the fridge. And that one has stayed clear,
unopened.
That
probably helps.
Yeah. So
probably once you open it, it'll just like literally just like. Like a little
so
puff.
it's there. I could we could do that for a podcast sometime.
Beautifully done, even with that amount of people. Yeah, like I said, it didn't feel like, it was always like, oh my God, so many people. It's like, didn't feel like that at all. Like,
no, it worked out well. Everybody was wonderful. Contributed great amounts and
great conversation.
Good times.
That's just always nice too. Is kind of sometimes seeing a lot of people that either haven't met as much, or like I said, that are friends of other people, and just having those conversations. It's weird. We're very lucky.
It's weird to think that's that close though. We're about to be in September,
October, November.
So yeah.
No.
Whew.
I know.
Whew.
Whew.
Yeah. Whew.
We got football game coming up. October.
Yeah. So you're down. I'll send out a text because I need to look at those tickets. So October 26th, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, whatever that was.
Okay. All right. I'll send that out. Just more as a formality. I'm guessing Joe's down with that. So it's more just to then rope or get Brian into that. And then I'll look at those tickets, and then I'll probably, if it's anything like last year, I had to act pretty quickly on those tickets. So I will have to do that.
I've been putting aside money because I found out like after last time how they were expensive.
Yeah, they were.
I started slowly putting aside money. I was like, I'll put $20 a month away.
Yeah, they were a little pricey.
Those were crazy.
Yeah,
and then they actually were good last year. They're probably going to be more. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, I don't know though. They lost their coach, and now we're in a new division. Who knows?
We lost our coach? When did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He went to Washington.
He did?
Yeah. When
I had no idea.
Who
you mean
was
after
that?
Won our coach that won the bowl game and everything else?
whoever the
Oh my God.
yeah. So
I am really out of U of A football.
So this started when Saban retired from Alabama.
Okay.
And the Washington coach went from Washington to Alabama.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
then Jed
Ooh,
Fish went from U of A to Washington.
Wow.
Yeah.
Traitor.
Yeah. So I don't even
That
know.
stinks.
I don't even know who our new coach is.
Maybe they will be cheaper.
Oh, well, hopefully there's reduced expectations, but we'll see. We were pretty good last
The
year.
dollar amount is based on expectations.
It might be. Yeah, I'll probably look at that maybe Monday or Tuesday. I'll start looking at those and get a little text going.
Nice that we do the 2 and 2 again.
That's what I like. That's how I've been doing them. So
Yeah.
unless that's not
Didn't
an
last year
option,
we
but
4? Did we do 2 and 2 last year?
behind
I
you.
guess it was. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a baseball game. We
2,
wound up switching
2.
to the 4 and 4 or the 4.
Oh,
We did
yeah.
the baseball game. We
Yeah.
didn't do that. Yeah,
Yep.
that was okay.
And now we have next time if we have
delicious.
to if we do that for
That's
next
really
year.
good. That thing is dangerous.
We'll see if Ben had a link through Enterprise to get. We got when Kristen and I went up to the most recent game with Ben. We got some good tickets
to where
to the Diamondbacks game.
Oh,
So next year we do that. We might be able to get a little
sweet.
bit of a break on it.
Oh,
We'll
that'd
see.
be great.
We'll see. I want to get this cherry out of there, but I have to stick my
Are the
fingers in my
Diamondbacks
drink.
back in it? Like, are they in the?
Oh yeah,
wild
they're
card hunt?
kicking butt.
Are they?
Yeah, they're first place in the wild card.
Oh,
They're only
wow.
a few games behind the Dodgers, actually.
Oh, I love all this.
Yeah, so
So we're rooting for the Diamondbacks.
Well,
Would you go?
I'm-
If you were going to see a playoff game,
I have not gone to see a playoff
we should
game.
do
No.
that. That'd be fun. I wonder how expensive that would be. That would be fun.
Well, you went 23 years ago, right?
I did. That was cool.
You went to 2 of them, I think, right?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because actually it was HJ and I went to 1, I think, and then like it was like literally we were leaving the stadium, and because it was going to like another game or whatever, it was going to wind up being a game 5 or something. I can't remember what it was. Like I said, literally, also my wife was calling. She's like, "I can get tickets," because like I can't remember what happened, but she wasn't able to go. But then she was like, "Oh, do you guys want to go again? We can get tickets." And it's like, okay.
That was your
guaranteed.
last year before having a child.
Yeah, that's true. That's when you can make all automatic.
That was my first year with the child, so
that's when you can make quick decisions like that.
yeah,
And you have the money to do it.
Yeah,
That's good.
smooth.
I got stuff recently. Speaking of going up there, like I said, from Arrogant Butcher, like they've changed some menu things, like new menu, new cocktail. I was like, oh,
Oh, just
like,
go
is there
up
anything I can do in Phoenix just to go to the Arrogant Butcher?
there. Who's at the Footprint Center? And then,
Yeah.
actually, there's always a lot of stuff going on at the
God, I
Footprint
know.
Center. Go
I wish
see
it
a
was cheaper sometimes.
go see a Suns game.
Yeah,
they're not cheap.
No, I would go see a Suns game though. That'd be
They're-
cool. Is
yeah.
KD still there? Kevin Durant?
I don't know if that's
Is that Booker?
I don't
Kevin Durant?
know
He's still there? Who's all there?
But I don't think Booker's gone anywhere. But I don't know if Durant opted out or not. I don't know what happened after the the gold medal Olympic thing. I don't know I don't know now. I'm sure they're getting back to figuring that out as far as the actual NBA. But
That'd be cool to see him and go see LeBron James.
and Bronny.
Right. I saw an interview with him the other day where they were talking and they were like, so when you're in the locker room, because they're on the same team now or whatever,
Right.
they're like, when you're in the locker room, it's like, is it dad? Is it something? He's like, oh no. He's like, we already had this conversation. He's like, if we drive to the game, he's like, I'm dad. He's like, once we get in the locker room, he's like, it's hey 23, Bron. He's like, whatever else. He's like, it's not. He's like, and then when we leave and we go home, he's like, I'm dad again. He's
I
like,
love you,
but
Dad.
He's like, yeah. He's like, if once we go through the locker room doors, like, it's like, hey 23, Bron, what's going on? He's like, you're not.
Nice job, Dad.
You're not calling me dad. Yeah, I was like, wow.
Hey, you fouled my dad. Hey, that was a foul on
Don't
Daddy.
touch my son.
Yeah, that was a foul on Daddy.
Hey, you hurt my son.
Yeah.
That
Give
would
me
be
back my
weird.
son.
That would be
no, it's
weird.
something else.
I thought of that. Haven't seen that in a while. Was that a Ron Howard movie?
I think it was.
Okay.
And Mel Gibson again.
That's true. Too many references. Too many Mel Gibson
Give me back
references
my
tonight for anybody's.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Yeah, that's too many. That's too many. Delicious. Did you like the cherry?
That was a good touch. Yeah, like
I think
they
so.
recommended
Just
the orange.
all the
feel,
bitterness,
but
everything
yeah.
else. I
Yeah.
think a little sweetness in there. I
Perfect.
think it's nice. Yeah,
Perfect.
I love those Amarino cherries. Are just
The old
ridiculous.
pal has become a new favorite. Ooh,
I like that. And if you want to see anything else that we do here about,
Oh yeah,
going to the old, like
edit it.
yeah, I thought about it. Yeah, that was really good. So we've got a few weeks before the next podcast hits. Obviously, this one will go up. If you missed any of the show, want to check it out, please obviously go to YouTube and go check out all of the content that we've got there, whether it's gaming stuff or all of our beverage podcast things. The full-length shows are all there for you to enjoy and check out the recipes and whatnot. But we'll have a little bit of a break in between there because you're going to the great state of Hawaii.
Hawaii, that's right. Is that the 50th state or the 49th state?
Or which one? I feel it's the 50th.
Okay.
Chat,
all right.
Back me up on that. Even if it's wrong, back me up anyway.
It's one of the non-contiguous states.
It is one of the non-contiguous states. And you're going to the Big Island?
The Big Island, yes.
Okay. And you talked with HJ and you heard how amazing that was?
Yes, we made our reservations.
Did you make the thing? Yeah, that sounded really cool.
Yeah, we'll be swimming with
the
manta rays.
Have you ever been snorkeling?
I have. We've had snorkel gear and stuff like that. We've done that. I'm not as proficient, but we're the place that we're staying has snorkel gear. It's a Airbnb.
Oh, nice.
So Pocket and I are going to use the subsequent few days, the few days prior to get a little practice.
Oh, good.
So,
yeah, that's smart.
So
hopefully they clean the snorkel gear before the next person uses it.
Well, I hope so.
And this looks still wet.
We're just going to go in the tub.
That's a good way to.
It works.
Stick your head in the sink.
Yeah. Hey, this is snorkeling.
No, but it seemed like it was pretty. That it was a very good time.
Yeah.
So, do you have any other plans while you're there specifically of any kind?
I think we're going to go to a coffee plantation. I think.
So you'll be bringing back some of that for a podcast,
and then. Actually, I almost wanted to. So Trader Joe's right now has a Java of the gods. And it's from the Java area. Oh. And it's actually one of the best coffees I've had at work in a long time. Oh. So I actually thought maybe I might grab a bag of that and maybe we can make a pot of coffee in the next time. But I'm not sure. We'll see. We've got a lot of ideas.
That'd be nice. Always nice to step outside to try some. I've been wanting to do that, to try some other stuff. But if the snorkel is brown, it's not a snorkel. That is wise words.
I don't know what that is.
Wise words, Guardian.
I'm not putting that in my mouth.
If it's brown, drink it down. If it's black, send it back. That's for water if you're in the Simpsons episodes.
We're going to go to a luau, I know. And maybe there's talk of parasailing as well. So we'll see.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but we're actually just going to try to relax and enjoy. And
I'm going to say, you don't want to plan too many, on a vacation, if let's say a vacation is 5 or 6 days long, 7 days, whatever. It's like, I like to have 2 or 3 things planned, but then I like to be whatever, go with the flow on the other, however the other things go. Because if you plan too many, it feels like work then. It doesn't feel like a vacation.
And that's where we'll do some hikes and some exploring and that kind of stuff. And then make
sure your hips ready then.
I think I
told
you
going on hikes, be careful.
Yeah, I told you the Thursday night that we're there is a Bills game. And one of the people we're going with is a big Bills fan.
Oh, okay.
So, but the game will start at 2:30. So it'll be 2:30 in the afternoon in Hawaii. So
will you be there when the game is started?
We go out on a Friday, and it'll be the following Thursday.
Oh, it's the following Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's the first week of the season, though. That the first full week. So I will be. And Hawaii is a non-gambling state, so I will be inactive.
I wonder if there's a VPN. Does anyone in chat know if there's a VPN you can have your phone
one of my
fake where your place is?
That'd be funny. So, but that's all right. One of my buddy at work, he's like, I'll put bets down if you need it, but I won't be able to take advantage of any of that. Hopefully, the free stuff I'll have already been able to put my stuff down before I
was going to say you probably should look that Wednesday or Thursday night, right before you leave, because I bet because it'll be that Thursday night they'll probably be offering everything. Yeah, you should just go and look there
to look at that
and do that kind of stuff. But
yep.
But yeah, that sounds like super fun. Like I said, some coffee would be good, or I don't know. We've got time to figure it out.
Yep. So the menu's a little up in the air but that's next month. So
that is true. That's next month. That might be also pumpkin beer season.
It might be.
Might be pumpkin beer season.
It might be time for that.
May have to go to Ye Olden Tap and Bottle and see what they've got there.
I'll be ready.
Did we actually drink a Pump Electrica that you have, or was that a different one?
I bought a separate one. Oh no, I bought the one that we tried on
that we had. Okay,
yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yep, I bought that one.
Ex-girlfriend of mine had a VPN and needed a vaccination for it. Oh my god, that sounds accurate. It was kind of you to give it to her. Vaccination and probably the other thing. All right. Well, yeah. So we'll have a little bit of a break, like I said. But
you'll be here.
I will be here. That's
Holding down
true.
the
I will be
fort,
here tomorrow. We'll be
carrying on
playing-
the brand.
Yeah, be carrying on the brand. We'll be playing some more Cryptmaster tomorrow, which is kind of like a D&D puzzle Wordle game. If you combine like Dungeons and Dragons, like walking around, like searching and looting for things, but then also like when you go to actually fight, you have to type in words. So you have to like attack, zap, this, that, and the other. And then as you're like as you kill like the different enemies, then they drop letters, and those letters go to help give new attacks to your next. It's very interesting. It's actually really kind of cool. It's
Okay.
like I said, yeah. So it's kind of been fun outsourcing that stuff with chat. Hi, Planty. Hello, hi, and goodbye, Planty. It is good to see you. Cryptmaster. Yes, we'll be doing that tomorrow, I believe. That is the tentative plan.
Obey your crypt master.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. We're going to go say hi to Ionosaur. She is playing some God of War. Refresh back to God of War. Okay, she just hadn't played it in a while, so she's back to it. She is super nice. She is super awesome. Please drop her a follow when you get in there. But yeah, God of War is absolutely an amazing game. So go check out some of that as well. Better late than never, right? That is 100%
Absolutely.
true. That
We're
is
happy to
100%
have you
true.
here. Of course.
Better late than never, as always. But yeah, we're going to go say hi to her. And yeah, we'll be back in a few weeks with some more beverage content and fun. But until then, be safe. And I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
See you in a few weeks. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Good night.
Good night.